shooters, loaders, and casters, welcome to the Georgia Shooting Connection Friday night live stream. We hope y'all had a good week. CW, how was your week? What's so funny? Did I mess up?
No, side chat. Sloppy seconds. That's funny, John. I'm sorry. It just struck me funny.
Man, you got a have heck of a kick out of that one.
Very, very good week. We had good weather. I got to do a little long-range shooting. I got to visit with a friend. It was a good week. It was a real good week. Hillbilly, how was your week?
Oh man, brother, it's good, real good. It finally cooled off just a little bit yesterday and today, so that was real nice. And I actually got out to the range and shot yesterday a little bit, and so really enjoyed that. And anyway, glad to be on here. Well, a great way to start out a weekend on Friday night. So anyway, Bam Dad, how's your week, buddy?
It's been pretty good. Nothing spectacular to say. Hadn't got to do a whole lot, but yard work. That's about it.
Coming along with your project, though.
Well, yeah, I did do that. Finally got my rifle built.
Yep, that's good. Fun times coming ahead with that.
Yeah, it's been like pulling teeth to get everything in and get the right stuff in. But I got it done. How about you, Dr. Zink?
Yeah, busy week at work, as usual. Was planning on a Wednesday shooting day, but overnight the forecast changed for Wednesday from rain late in the afternoon to rain starting earlier. So that never happened. And not much other than that, just working on some of my zinc bullets, just making, checking sizes on them. I think I ordered a new sizing die because I think the one that I have is a little big, and I don't really have a way to measure the inside of the die unless I go to my friend's machine shop and I can put, different size pegs, dowels, whatever you want to call them in there until I find what size it is. But bullets coming out a little bigger than I expected, and I think that's part of my 9mm bulging issue that I have. But it was happening with lead, but lead's size bigger than that, so I can understand it. So I resized all my zinc stuff again with a new die. And it went through, I won't say hard, but it was sizing a little more. And it was measuring 355, and my other one was measuring 359, so almost 356. Which was a little big for the zinc. But other than that, an uneventful week.
Well, we're glad you're here, Ben. Thanks for joining us. Rebel, what did you do this week? Anything?
I hurt. I hurt and worked, and like I told y'all before we went live, got an appointment with orthopedic about my knee. On Monday, we'll see what they say. I hope it don't mess up my hunting season, but it might. But anyway, it'll make the next one better.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, thank you for being here.
No problem, sir.
Kyle, how was your week, buddy?
It was my week. It's getting better by the minute. Always good to be here, cutting up with everybody. I get to make my Takamine 12-string debut. We got a band gig coming up tomorrow night. Hopefully I can swing down and have a nice little show with that thing. So other than that, nothing really gun related. I'm still trying to find my reloading bench. I know there's one there.
They catch a lot of clutter, don't they?
You ain't lying.
when I was building mine. MCKs. That's a big, nice bench. Boy, it's going to hold a lot of clutter.
Yes, sir.
Golly. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
amazing when you're not reloading what all ends up on that bench.
Yeah. What?
My junk mail is perfectly guarded by about 4 different reloading presses.
What ticks you off is when you want to get in there and reload, and you got to clean all that mess up.
Yes, sir.
It's that's life. That's life. You made the mess, you deal with it, kind of thing. So, been a tough week for us around the Howell household, but that's all right. We're tough enough, and we'll move on. And, we could feel y'all's prayers over the week from last week, and we are grateful. So, I didn't really have much of a chance to do any research for a topic. So, I think the first thing I want to hear about is some CW long range shooting. Then I think I kind of want to hear about Bama Dad's rifle build. And then not just that, but Glenn Davis out there got to shoot his SSK Contender. Is it a Contender?
Yep.
And
I think so. Or Encore, one or the other.
I think you said Contender.
Yeah, Contender, and 357 Max, 44 Magnum, and 44 Special. That's cool, dude. That's real cool. Old one guy's out there. Glenn says he still needs to get a pistol scope for it. Hey, Dwayne 7834. We're gonna call all y'all out here at the bottom of the hour. I don't know what I'm gonna do with Boom, though.
Still getting chuckles.
There you go, Glenn. Only time his reloading bench is clean is when I'm not doing any reload. That's the whole thing.
That's a 180-degree opposite of mine. I got to spend it probably won't take that long, maybe 30 minutes, and I can have it back down to bare metal. But it seems to be a catch-all. You walk in the room and just throw it on the reloading bench. It'll be fine.
Yeah,
leaf blower.
Shit.
Yeah. All right, CW, let's hear a little bit about that long range shooting, dude.
Well, it was a lot different than what we did, in that just a spot out in the woods you got to shoot, and so I couldn't bring a whole lot of stuff because you got to carry everything. But I brought a couple of the same rifles that I brought down to North Carolina. Actually, I brought all the same, except I did bring the Contender this time, and figured they could shoot it while things are cooling down, or if barrels are hot or something like that. And I shot the little 25-20 10-inch bullberry barrel. I could keep shots inside 5 inches at 300 yards with a 10-inch barrel and a 2-power scope.
Yeah, that's good.
So I was pretty pleased with that. My 25-45 shot half MOA out to 600. My 6mm arc was about half MOA to 500. And I learned a couple of remarkable things. I've got a spin drift problem with the 400 Legend. It's not really a problem because it'll never see those kind of ranges. And if you hadn't shot it at that range, you'd never know.
Yeah, but that's a tight twist, isn't it, CW?
You know, I haven't researched yet to see what it is, but if you don't know what spindrift is, basically everybody knows your bullet goes down the barrel and spins. But what happens is it's like an anomaly based on bullet length and speed and trajectory and yada yada yada, the way you held your mouth and everything. And but the bullet comes out of the barrel and the whole bullet is spinning, but it's doing this as it's going to the target. So you'll be low and high and low and left and right. Like you can tell the bullet is going wonky. Now it's stable because I sighted it at 100 and the bullet was to the right, and then I went to 300, it went to the left, and at 400 it went to the right and high. Which is nuts because it dropped 400 with a 200 grain bullet that's very blunt, going 2,300 feet per second with a muzzle. It's probably got 2 feet of drop, at least, at 400.
Yeah, if not more.
If not more.
Yeah.
I only had 6 of those 165 grain copper bullets. It was a last minute offer to go, and I didn't have time to load any more. My host wanted me to bring that 400 because he's interested in one and wanted to shoot it. Never got a chance to shoot one. So that's the only reason that rifle went. Obviously, it's not a long range gun. It's nothing I pretend for it to be or nothing I intend to be used at any kind of range. It probably will never see 200 yards, but it was fun down in North Carolina out to 3, and I could hit steel no problem out to 4, but it was interesting to see what it was doing. And then my 25-45 shooting 90 grain bullets. Those are Sierra Game King 90 grain boat tail hollow point. Those bullets fall apart at 400 as well. Literally fall apart. They just fell out of the sky. And not just because of drop. I couldn't hit steel no matter what. I switched to the 110 grains and I was able to hit no problem out to 600. But I couldn't hit farther than 600 because of the scope. That's got a monstrum, and this will be good for you, Bama, because of just what I had told you. It's a monstrum Challenger, so it's their cheaper end 5 to 25 by 56 scope, and it was fine. I was shooting. Like I said, I was half MOA at 500 yards with that rifle, with that cartridge, with that scope. It's a mil scope, and it only goes to 6 mil, the reticle. And then it's got a really broad, thick pointer, so you can't aim with it at all at range. It's useless. You have to dial. I could not dial 6 mils and hit a group at 600 yards. I needed about 7 1/4 mils, and that's the limitations of that monster scope. It cannot dial. It can't do it. But it holds steady. It holds solid. It's clear. I can see perfect. So as long as you're using with the reticle for your holds, it's perfectly fine. And that's only to 600. This range doesn't have a 700 because of the way it's set up, the way the ground is, but it's got an 800. And I couldn't even hit 6 because of the scope. I couldn't hold over the head. I couldn't hold. There's nothing to hold on. I couldn't even launch one Hail Mary to get it out there. Now, it was probably shooting fine. I don't think it was making it really wonky, but it didn't. 6 mil dial was not 6 mil. I couldn't go back to 500 with my whole dial and shoot a group. If I had more time and ammo and maybe 2 spotters that could really watch, I could have probably figured out where it was hitting and moved it over and gotten it to work. But so that was pretty interesting. I mean, I still like the monsters. I still think they're great. But just like I said, I would not pick them for a long range scope, and that's exactly it. It's those turrets. They may be tactile. They may be nice. They may work really well. They can hold zero just fine. But it's a different animal when you get out past 400 or 500 yards. Things really, really change a lot. And I'll tell you, it was a lot of fun. I shot really good. My little 6 arc was probably just under MOA at 800 yards. I don't know for sure because we took a break, went out, painted targets. Somebody had painted the target orange, supposed to be white. We tried to paint it white. It made it peach. And peach just does not show bullet impacts at that range for nothing. You can't see them. That gray that you get when the paint goes away with a bullet impact, you can't tell at that yardage. And we had good glass for spotting scopes, but couldn't do it. So we had to drive all the way out to see it. And my impacts were down at the bottom of the steel. Wasn't anything to brag on. We never got back to that with that rifle because it was hot.
CW, where does the 6 arc go? Hit about 1,300 feet per second.
I don't know it that well yet to say that, and it's going to change with bullets, obviously, too.
Obviously, yes.
My load that I was shooting was the same as I was shooting down there, which is an 87 grain match bullet. Mm-hmm. I chose it because, number one, I have a bunch of them, but number two, I have a bunch of 6mm. So for me, I like to pick a bullet for a cartridge and stick to that. If I'm going to use a different weight bullet, I just as soon use a different cartridge or a different rifle. So for me, that little arc case is really efficient with 85-ish grain bullets. I absolutely love the little Spear and Sierra 85 grain boat tail soft points.
Yep.
And hollow points, they're just unsung hero bullets. They're awesome.
I agree.
And I just tailor my little arc for that 6mm Spear. And I picked up a lot of these 87s just in buying bulk bullets from people that I had a bunch of bullets to sell, and there you go, you buy all the guys got. And I picked up a couple boxes here, a couple boxes there, a couple boxes here. Before I know it, I got 500 or 600 87 grain. So I picked that bullet.
I'm just saying, I'm asking because
I don't load it hot.
As you know, that's transonic, and that's where bullets start
doing wonky things.
Yeah, you'll get more spin drift at that speed, so.
Yeah, and that's the other thing about spin drift. It usually occurs out 600-800 yards or more. You
that's
don't usually
right.
Get it in close. But, again, it's a 400 legend. So,
that speed.
400 is near what you would be with a high-intensity cartridge out at 600-800 yards, 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
So, now, I mentioned I had 6 165s, and I had shot 3 of them at 200 yards, which left me 3 of them. My buddy shot one to see the recoil wasn't as heavy with it. So I shot one bullet at 300 yards and one bullet at 400 yards, and I smacked center mass each time. So those bullets don't have this spin drift problem. It's not a gun problem. It's just that gun with that load under those conditions problem. It was really interesting to see. And it was really interesting to see how that 90 grain bullet just fell apart at 400 yards, because at 300 yards, I was shooting probably on a quarter. I mean, that gun really shoots well with that 90 grain bullet. And at 400, I couldn't even hit a full-size steel silhouette. He could see the bullets just going wonky. Like in my videos with the 22, I tell you, with my ranges, I've got humps, and the wind comes up over those humps and hits those bullets, and I can see the bullets doing dances in front of the target. And he was watching the same thing with those 90 grainers. But
It's like
you're
throwing a curveball.
Yeah, it was just like a curveball, and you'd swear it was wind, but there was absolutely no wind there. It's in the woods, so you've got leaves everywhere to tell if there is any wind, and generally there's no wind issues there. There was a bit of mirage, but not when I was shooting then. Later in the afternoon, we had a little bit of mirage. So it was really, really informative. It was really, really a lot of fun. Little 6 arc is just that rifle is such a great shooter. I mean, I walked it all the way out to 800 yards, and I just had to get my drop in. Without having 7, it's hard to jump from 6 to 8 cold. If I had a 7, I would have had a lot better time hitting first guess at 800. But jumping from 5 to 6 is one thing, and then 6 to 8. I didn't know the drop. I shot 2-3 times and had no sound. I held a little bit higher, and then we started getting report back. So I'm on steel, and he says, I just can't tell with that peach colored silhouette. I just can't tell. And I shot, I don't know, maybe 5 more times. And I said, well, we're getting good steel hits, so I'll have a group. Where it is, I don't know, but I mean, I'm hitting steel, so I'll have a group. And
There is a group.
When we got out there, it was down in the corner, on the bottom corner of the steel, right on the edges. So it was probably 5-6 inches wide, this clip at the edge of the steel. So it was nothing to brag on and say, look at. Although it was sub MOA, it was, and wasn't able to get back to it just because time frame and what we did. The 6 rem, I don't remember, but it fell apart there in North Carolina, literally bad. I couldn't shoot 3 inches at 100 yards. And it must have just been, I had some carbon crud ring or just a filthy, dirty barrel, because I cleaned the barrel out, and my first 3 shots at 100 yards were on your pinky nail, all touching. So it shot, and I was able to shoot probably a 6-inch, 7-inch group at 800 yards with my 105s. So it was a really good experience, a lot of fun. We had a real good time, met some good people. It was fun.
Very cool. There's Tread out there. We're gonna call out the side chat here in about 6 more minutes. We got 26 folks watching, 28. So I'm sorry. Thank all y'all for being here. Well, hey, Miss Kitty, no apologies necessary. And there's KFW. Yeah, so cool, man. You remember last time we talked about Smith & Wesson? We talked about them up through their Model 1. And Andy, you remember what year that was? And I'm sorry, I didn't mean it like that. I was just asking. I mean, hell, I look older.
No, nobody else thought that until you said that, James.
I'm like, I know, and it's like as soon as it came out of my mouth, I'm like, that came out like I could mean that he was around back then. That's not what I meant at all. I just remembered. Actually, I was wanting Andy to say something. Okay,
We love you, Andy.
I want all of our panelists to get a chance to talk. And Walks Fletcher says 1858. That sounds about right. Does anybody remember?
You've had a lot of life happen between this Friday and last Friday, man.
Well, not just that. We've been switching from Smith & Wesson Then we'll talk about Colts. Then we'll go back and talk about Smith and Wesson. You know, and yeah, yeah, that's right, Daniel. Oboe. That's Jamie calling the pot black. Yeah. Actually, yes, Glenn. I was asking about Andy's wisdom. So,
That's not nice, Raj.
yeah, see, we're missing Texas 6 and Walter. Walter's probably got a hot date with a 38.
Year old.
Cradle robber.
That's good.
Not me.
Nope, it's here, but it's okay.
Miss Kitty's turning in quite the pre-sale solitaire champ.
I got to turn my microphone off. Ellie's about to get loud. Patty's here.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So, yeah, we got 3 minutes and we'll call out the side chat, and then we'll talk a little bit about Smith and Wesson. One thing I'm going to talk about is I guess we'll go ahead and start and get up to time to call out the side chat. Smith and Wesson came out with a model 1.5. Remember, our model 1 was 22 caliber, and it was. We could talk about that in itself. The 22 caliber. Y'all remember 22 short?
Of course.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I got some of those somewhere. But that's what what they developed for the Model 1 was the 22 short.
You can load it on Monday and shoot till Sunday.
No, it only held 5 shots, if I remember correctly. So what the deal was, everybody liked the Model 1, which no, I don't want to do that. The Model 1 was pretty cool. Remember, they're going for urban, the urban market here, up where they're made, up in Connecticut, New England, and obviously New York City. But they wanted something with a little bit more, so they they basically changed the Model 1 to and adapted it to 32 caliber, and that was the Model 1.5. It's chambered in 32 rimfire, and its cylinder held 5 shots, and it was produced in 3 varieties from 1865 through 1892, with a total production exceeding 223,000 of them little things. Y'all want to see a picture of it?
Sure.
I'll show you a picture, and then we'll call out side chat. This is the first edition of the Model 1.5. And as you can see, it looks almost just like the Model 1. What happens is, I don't know if y'all can see my cursor. It's a little circle but that right there is what releases it. And then the barrel right here's the hinge. So it all goes up.
Yeah.
And then you have the ejector rod here to knock out your spent cases like that.
Well,
And if you put some more in there.
that is one ugly pistol.
I was about to say, what a rudimentary looking.
Well, this is for urban carry in the 18 late 1850s, 1860s. So when you think about it like that, notice the square butt frame there and on the grip, how
I
that's
mean,
squared off.
it may be functional, but it does lack in looks.
Well, one thing that's really cool about this that CW pointed out last time we talked about Smith and Wesson, where's the trigger? You don't see it. It's not there to get in your way. And this goes in your front pocket, guys. And then when you cock the hammer back, then the trigger appears, like out of nowhere.
Magic.
Alakazam.
So,
Alakazam.
kablowie. And we'll show you, when we come back to that, we'll show you some of those 32 rimfire things too. So let's call out the side chat. How about we type in, since Walter ain't here to tell me, how about 32 RF for 32 rimfire? Can we do that? Andy's on the ball, man. Andy's first.
I may be old, but I'm not slow.
There you go. There you go.
He even threw the ad in there. Oh, that was Bama Dad. Sorry.
So Andy was out there first. He's in the panel and on the side chat. Bama Dad was a close second, and he's on the panel as well. Kyle Lusk is also on the panel. Bud with a gun says Smith & Wesson 1.5. Rollis Carvelis, the gun genius. Bud with a gun. No. Okay. We can't do that. But he's out there anyway. Papa's Place is out there. Dwayne 7834. Hey, buddy. Edward Petty's out there. Bobby Barlow. Walks Fletcher. Hobbies Hobo. Ron 2A Matters. Boomstick's out there. KFW is out there. Tread is out there. Last of Three. That's a new one. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Mr. Bob's out there. Glenn Davis. Texas 6. Hope you have a good time this evening, buddy. Tread's out there. Glenn Davis. Miss Kitty's out there. And I think we're up to date for the moment. But it's always good to see new folks. So we're tickled to have Last of Three. And if you're not new, we're still glad to have you anyway. See, what happens a lot of times is our faithful viewers change their screen names every week. It's like they're running from the police. They're running from the YouTube police. That's a fact. And there's 01 guy. Good to be here. Good to have you, buddy. So I'm tickled. Y'all don't know what a release it is for me to be on here with y'all this evening. It's been a week, buds. I'm telling you. Okay, so y'all ready for some more details about the Smith & Wesson 1.5, or have you heard enough about it already?
Let's show us some more ugly pictures.
Don't make me say what I'm thinking, Kyle.
No, come on, man.
Okay, so the Model 1.5 had 3 issues. The first 2, known as the first and second issues, were tip-up revolvers with the barrel release catch located on the side of the frame in front of the trigger, while the third, known as the Model 1.5 single-action revolver, was a top break with the barrel release catch located on the top of the frame just in front of the hammer, like what we think of as the Schofield and the Model 3 and the Russian. All of those things are Those are variations of the Model 3. Even the Schofield revolver is a variation of the 3, I believe. I shouldn't say that without researching it first, but I'm almost certain of that. So the first issue of the Model 1.5 can be identified by its smooth cylinder. In other words, it didn't have any fluting on the cylinder, and the square shape of the grip butt. Models were available in blued or nickel plated finishes, and the majority were produced with 3.5-inch barrels. A less common 4-inch barrel variety was also sold. Serial numbers range from 1 through approximately 26,300. And the second issue of the Model 1.5 can be identified by its fluted barrel and the round shape of its grip butt, excuse me. Like the first issue, it was also produced in blued steel and nickel plated varieties, with most models having a 3.5-inch barrel. It is estimated that less than 1,000 models were produced with a 2.5-inch barrel, and these can be positively identified by the barrel markings located on the side of the barrel as opposed to the markings on the top strap that were applied to the 3.5-inch barrels. I hear somebody at the door. Yes, I did. There's my buddy Walter. What's happening, boss?
Howdy, everybody. Hey,
Hey, Walter.
Was
Sorry
it
to-
Pastor Date's bedtime?
no, I got a buddy who's 80 years old and going down the drain fast, and
Oh, I'm
so I
sorry
was
to hear that, brother.
off visiting with him. I've been trying to stay with, hang out with him as much as I can this summer. He's just got everything an 80-year-old man can have and be wrong with him, including the beginnings of dementia. But anyway, so that's what I was doing. They live over in the Sierra foothills, and they were over on the coast up a little town called Cambria. It's about 70 miles from me. So I went up there and visited with them for the afternoon, just got back. So, but I'm glad to be here.
We're glad to have you. How was your week?
Hey, I had a good week. I got to the range twice this week, and yeah, I lost a whole bunch of video footage from Monday, and so I had to go back and shoot it again on Thursday, get some more stuff, and got to play with my new cap and balls stuff and doing that learning curve. So it was a good week at the range for me, and got some casting done and some loading done and some shooting done. So it was all fun. Good week for me. I'm happy to be here and share it all with you guys. How are we doing here, everybody? Everybody up to snuff as much as possible given the circumstances, Jamie?
As far as I can tell, man.
All righty.
We've been talking about the Smith & Wesson Model 1.5, and we called out the side chat and we typed in 32 RF for rimfire, which was the particular cartridge that thing was
Yeah.
designed for.
Jamie said it had 3 issues, and I was thinking looks, aesthetics, and appearance.
Yeah. Power and range. Yeah, they weren't particularly attractive.
Well, also, I'd point out there's Mock. What's going on, my brother?
Hey, Mark.
They were intended for urban carry. We talked the last time we talked about Smith and Wesson, how the Model 1 was out there for urban carry, and the revolvers that Colt's making at this time and what Smith and Wesson is making are 2 total different animals. Total different animals. There's Ron 2A Matters. Hey, Ron. Thanks for being here, buddy.
Did you just say animules?
Yeah. Yeah, did I say that wrong? There's Dale
No.
Pogue, too, y'all.
You said animals just right.
Yeah, I thought so.
There's Senior Master Sergeant Bulldog.
Yeah.
Me too.
Bulldogs out there. So we've got we got Mock, we've got the Scotsman, uh, Senior Master Sergeant Bulldog, Dale Pogue, Ron 2A Matters.
The gang's all here.
Yeah, man. We can start now, right?
We're putting the band back together.
Yeah. So yeah. So let's where were we at? Were we at the second issue? We went through the second issue, didn't we? Nickel plated or blued steel. Most of them had 3.5-inch barrels, less than 1,000 with 2.5-inch barrels. Can you imagine how ugly that'd be with a shorter barrel?
But wait, there's more.
Right. The second issue guns were serial numbered consecutively after the first one, with numbers ranging, get this, from approximately 26,300 through 127,000. So they made approximately 100,000 of those things in the second issue. There's also a traditional model second issue that uses a unfluted first issue barrels. The serial numbers for these transitional models span approximately 27,200 through 28,800. So there was a time where they were kind of melding them together, I reckon. And I promised to show you the ammo. See if I can do this. And let me do this.
You can do it.
That.
That stuff looked a lot like 22. You know, it looked like 22 caliber heeled bullet.
Yeah, it's the same thing except bigger around.
Looks like 22 that needs those.
Yeah, it looked like a 22 short, fattened up.
Yeah, so 32 Smith & Wesson rimfire cartridges for use in the Model 1.5 and Model 2 revolvers. These were loaded in Brazil mid-20th century at the request of Navy Arms Company. So the mid-20th century would be 1950, say 1945 to 1955. I guess 1935 to 1970, I reckon.
So Navy Arms must have been making some replica firearms or something and wanted ammo for them, and maybe that was a deal. Or
that could be. But they do, don't they look just like 22s?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
We got somebody else at the door. Look, coming in here.
Oh, it's Marcus Thomases.
Hello.
Mr.
Mark.
Thomas, how are you, brother?
Outstanding.
How was
Happy
your
it's Friday. It was good. This was our first week back to school with in-service and such, and we had our freshmen today for a little bit of time. Just easing back into it. Looking forward to it. It's going to be a great year.
Good deal.
Cool
Good deal.
This is my 23rd year.
You going to try to get to 30?
Yep.
Yep. He didn't even hesitate.
If you make it past that, the gentleman in the white lab coats come to pick you up and carry you off in a padded van and say, you got to be crazy.
Yep.
One of them white dinner jackets that tie in the back.
Yeah.
This is 23, and Seth has 3 years of high school left and at least 4 years of college.
Yep.
That'll take me to 30, and we'll reevaluate there.
Yeah.
Well, the most interesting thing to me is that the school that I work at is a comprehensive vocational school. So our students get both their academic and their vocational training. And I now have 5 colleagues who were former students of mine.
Awesome. That's awesome, dude.
They were sitting in my class 20 years ago, 15 years ago, whatever it is. And now they are my colleagues. They're my teaching partners.
I had a few of those. 2 of them were students in my physics class, and jobs came up in our science department, and I was on the district hiring committee. And I went and talked to the superintendent. I said, I'm not too sure how many candidates you have applying for this job, but these two are coming to work for me in my department, one way or the other. And they thanked me after that because they were both superior. I mean, they were great science teachers. So yeah, but that is something though, here come these kids knocking on the door, and you can't help but think of them as kids until they've, done their time in the trenches.
When I was checking my kids into high school, getting them registered and all that stuff, walking around the high school, it's changed a lot since I was there. But I saw a lot of familiar faces, and a couple of the teachers go, "My God, Kyle, you're still alive?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've been going to church a lot, or what, Kyle? What happened? Yeah, it was kind of what I heard when I went back to my old high school too a couple of times.
Our physics teacher, he was Mark, you'll get a kick out of this. He was beloved by everybody, and he really liked hanging out with the wrestling team. He was a great wrestler when he was in school, and went on in college and stuff like that. But he'd come work out with the kids. And on our last day of school as a senior, he drove a Volkswagen Beetle, and his classroom was on the second floor of the high school. So the wrestling team, we got together and picked his Volkswagen Beetle up and carried it upstairs and sat it in. We sat all four tires inside of watermelon halves right outside of his door. And he's like, "That's funny, but I can still move it." And he gets in, puts it in gear, and lets out on the clutch, and it's just sitting there slinging watermelon all over the hallway. I'm like, "Yeah, you moving pretty good, can't you, Coach?" He goes, "All right, that's enough. Y'all get this summit back in the parking lot."
And go get the mops.
Yeah. Or the squirrels or something.
Yeah, we didn't do that. We took it back to the parking lot, but he was up there cleaning it up. He thought it was a good prank.
Good.
Good times.
Yeah.
I love that bulldog. Thanks, man. I'm gonna try to save that.
I'm not going to tell you what we did, but we made the front of the Birmingham News. That was back when the Ayatollah first took over in Iran. We hung him in effigy on the front of the school.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, it didn't go too good.
Can't imagine why.
Everybody thought it was funny, but the principal.
Imagine that.
Yeah, he was always a downer.
Well, the first time I went back to my high school when my son was there, everybody just kind of moved out of the way. People didn't talk to me much. And I asked my son, one of his teachers was one of my classmates. And I said, "You want to ask him why nobody said anything to me?" He said, "Yeah, I'll ask him." He came back the next weekend. He said, "Everybody's scared of you." I said, "Tell him I ain't like that no more. I'm sound like Clint Eastwood in Unforgiven. I'm not like that no more." You can't run away from your past.
I have a question for you guys. All I can tell you, Abigail, is check out Gene's channel. He's got that tea sauce, he calls it.
That's a
1911.
Turkish made.
Yeah, that I don't know if it's double action, single action. It being a 1911, it's probably a single action only. What about the Smith and Wesson ones? Have y'all heard anything about those?
Mm-mm.
I think EAA makes a double stack 10 millimeter. The witness line still.
Yeah.
That's what I would. Gene's got his all dialed up. Man, that thing is awesome. We shot it down there at Rebel's place.
That EAA is like the CZ 75 base,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah. Brown and high power. It feels good.
I've only got one 10 millimeter. I like the caliber. Not real fond of the firearm that I got though. It was a Kimber. I buy a brand new firearm. Not one that I traded for, bought used, but when I buy one brand new, I shoot factory ammo through it for the first 50 rounds, just in case something go wrong. I didn't make it through the first half a box with that when the front sight fell off. Didn't come loose, fell off.
Jeez.
And so it had to go right back to Kimber. And then they put a 16 and a half pound spring in the 10 millimeter 1911. I thought, it was throwing brass into the next county. I kept moving up. Now I have a 22 pound spring in, and it still chucks brass everywhere. I got to make sure I'm the last guy on the right end of the line when I take that to the range, because it's going to hit the guy next to me.
If it don't hit him, it's still in orbit. 3 days later, you can pick it up the next week. It'll fall down by then. Yeah.
Boy, it does sling brass. It's other than that, I mean, it's a pretty good shooter. You load it right, but it took me 3 tries on the spring, and it's only a single stack too, so it's not what she's looking for. But I was an instant enemy of Kimber 10 millimeters with that one. I'll shoot it, but I won't recommend it.
Both my business partners have GP 100s in 10 millimeter, and one has a Smith, and those things are sweet. They're sweet.
I remember 25 years ago, somebody showed up. We were out shooting. He showed up with a 10 millimeter, and he was talking about how much ammunition cost. And I'm out there with a couple of 45s, and I was like, so wait a minute. You're telling me that I can go to the store and buy 4 boxes of 45 auto rounds for what you're paying for 1 box of 10 millimeter? Why are you even shooting this thing?
Yeah.
Well, it's better than a 9 millimeter. No, it's not.
Yeah.
Not if you can only afford to shoot 5 rounds a day.
Right.
Well, I tell those people that argue about bigger bores. I have 45 versus 9 millimeter. I love 45. Don't get me wrong. But if I can put 3 9 millimeters in you because I can stay on target, how big's that hole?
Yeah.
9 times 3 is 27 millimeter. Hey, that's anti-aircraft size stuff. You know, all right.
Yeah. Well, I shoot 45 just as bad as I shoot 9 mil.
Yeah.
I just got my 1911s. I love them.
Yeah.
I just got through watching a Sean Ryan, 2 Sean Ryan podcasts about guys that were in MACV SOG in Vietnam, and they never worried how they could shoot because the jungle canopy was so thick that heck, they were only shooting like 10, 15 feet on full auto, and then they definitely didn't worry. One guy said, I started off with a 1911, then I went to a Brown and high power, but my favorite gun I carried, and I carried it the last 2 years. Yeah, he did 2 tours in MACV SOG. So yeah, he was the real life Rambo. Was a
yeah, he really was.
Yeah, no kidding. He was high standard, integrally suppressed 22. That was his favorite.
And he only pulled
said-
that out when the knife was dull.
Well, he said the only bad habit he had, he didn't like the SOG knife. He liked the K-bar because it got the jugular and the carotid at the same time. He said, my only problem was I'd forget to close my mouth if I shot somebody really up close or if I cut them, or stabbed them. And he
Ate a
said,
little
I get a
extra
mouth.
protein.
He got a mouthful of stuff. And he said, I think about that stuff. I tell these stories and makes people gag. And he got choked up talking about his Arvin troops, though. A lot of those guys were really close. They call them their little people. And they're really close to them.
That was a really good interview.
It was. Talking about Dick Dynamite Dick, and then John Stryker Meyer. Those two. Them guys were, man, they were wild. So, but Jamie, bring it full circle. The number 1.5 in modern day times for Kerry. There you go. I mean, the concept's still there, as far as urban carry is concerned. You could go in wearing a Speedo and hide that. CW's done it a bunch. I haven't.
What caliber is that one? 22 Magnum?
22 Magnum, which is powerful. At least as powerful as a 32 rimfire.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was an airsoft, right?
Yeah, it was airsoft. That was not a firearm.
Correct.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Actually, I whittled that out of wood and painted it silver.
I forgot all about that mess.
No comment.
Appreciate that, Mark.
That's a belt buckle. That's belt buckle jewelry, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Remember those Mattel belt buckles that had that must have been back in the 50s. You could get a big Western style belt buckle made by Mattel, and it had a little pop out cap gun Derringer that popped out, and it would actually shoot the cap. It'd go pop.
My dad had
North
one.
American made one of those with a real 22 in it, didn't it?
Yeah,
They
the
discontinued
Mattel
it.
one was a copy one. Yeah. The 1.5 was. I actually, it had that kind of slab side look to it. It was fugly in one hand and kind of cool looking in the other. I got no idea how well they performed, but that ammo wasn't much.
Is Andy okay? Hey, Andy.
He's morphing. There he is. He morphed into an Andy.
I thought he was doing one of those Star Wars the Emperor imitation.
That's still a good looking car, Andy. I don't care what they say, bro.
I don't care what they say either.
Good answer. Good answer.
Tanfoglio 10 millimeter.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be too bad.
That's high dollar.
$455 for the Taurus TH10.
I had a Colt Delta Elite for a while. But when the
Miami
ammo got
Vice.
so expensive, when the ammo got so expensive, I sold it.
Yeah, you're Miami Vice, Bama Dad.
I got a couple Delta Elites, but I don't shoot them.
That's a
I
Sonny
wish
Crockett
I had
gun.
mine back. That was I bought it because it was a good looking gun.
I've got serial number 113.
Wow.
DE 113. Soon as they released it, I got one.
Let me finish up this 1.5, and then we'll get Mom and Dad tell us about his build. So the third issue of the Model 1.5 is known as the Model 1.5 single action revolver. It differs substantially from the first two issues by breaking at the top, just in front of the hammer. There's a release consistent with the design of the safety hammerless and the Smith & Wesson 38 single action. Dang, man. It can be readily distinguished from the first two issues by its lack of ejector rod under the barrel, the large hinge in front of and just below the barrel, and the extractor that ejects spent cartridges when the barrel is hinged downward. The grip is rounded at the butt and is similar in appearance to that of the second issue. This revolver marked the debut of the 32 Smith & Wesson centerfire cartridge. So now we're getting a little bit different. And the serial numbers ranged from 1 to approximately 97,500. So all of these combined, they made, first issue 26,000, second issue 100,000, and 97,000 on the single action. So they made 123,000 of those things. No, 223,000.
What was the year range on that third issue?
The third issue it broke down, but the Model 1.5 was produced from 1865 to 1892. So you're looking at nearly 30.
Yeah, 27 years, something like that.
Yeah, almost 30 years. 27. So yeah.
Time for me to bail out, guys.
All right, man.
All right, Andy. Thanks for joining
Good
us.
night, everyone.
Good night, Andy.
Thanks, Andy.
Good to see you, buddy.
Very good.
Night, Andy.
Let me see if I can show y'all something else here too.
Who's got Dora the Explorer playing in the background?
It's not me. The hillbilly's muted.
But he's
Well,
muted.
You didn't. It was you.
It was who?
I thought Walter said it was me.
No.
Okay.
I don't know that was Dora the Explorer, but that's what it reminded me of.
Yeah, kind of. Huh? There's somebody had TV going someplace.
At least it wasn't Baby Shark.
Oh, do. Y'all are welcome.
My 4 grandkids absolutely love that.
Okay.
While Jamie's getting something queued up, we're having a contest, a company-wide contest. All the sushi chefs are trying to come up with their own rolls. So I made one today, and even the assistant store manager, who does not eat sushi whatsoever, I even offered to make him a sausage, egg, and cheese sushi roll drizzled in sausage gravy, and he wouldn't eat it. He ate it.
Okay.
I took salmon, and that red chili oil, like Chinese red chili oil.
Mm-hmm.
Got red pepper flakes and stuff in it. I took I got the pepper flakes out of it and put that on the salmon. I sandwiched the salmon, cream cheese, avocado, the salmon with the chili oil, cucumbers, and I grabbed a mild New Mexican hatch chili and put a strip of New Mexican hatch chili in there, and then rolled it up. And then I striped it with raw salmon on top and a stripe of the chili pepper on top, then topped it with Japanese barbecue sauce and a little bit of eel sauce, which is just a little sweet for the heat. And everybody that tried it loved it. So I'm submitting that baby tomorrow.
There you go.
I'm gonna come.
Not like you need about a 6-pack of beer to wash that down with, though.
Oh, man, it was great.
Sushi.
Hell, I got pictures. I'll send Jamie a picture.
Oh man, that sounds good.
It was good. I ended up having to make. I made one just to make it, and ended up having to make 3 because everybody's like, "You didn't offer me any."
Dang, golly.
let's compare these, if I can figure this out here.
Now I'm wanting sushi.
There you go, Jamie. And topped it with some tempura flakes to give it a little bit of crunch. It was good.
I finally got a slot striper last weekend. Brought it home, and we had some fresh striper sushi.
That was a pretty fish,
really
too.
good.
That was a pretty fish.
Yeah, it was really nice, clean. It was almost too big. It was just shy of 30 inches. Only
thing that made that prettier, if you caught him on a fly rod, that'd have made him prettier.
Well, I caught him on a squid trex, which is it's a jigging lure. It's rubber with a lead inside. It's extremely durable, but it's not. I mean, it catches everything, but it was strange to catch him where I caught him. He was in over 100 feet of water.
Wow!
And they don't. There's no reason for him to really be there.
You were fishing saltwater.
Oh yeah, that's all I fish.
We got striper here, but it's in fresh water, and I don't want sushi out of fresh water.
Striper tastes better out of salt water.
Yeah, it does.
I think.
Everything does.
Okay. All right, guys, y'all help me out here. Can y'all see that?
Mm-hmm.
I believe I'd rather have the little one.
Bud with a gun sent me that picture. Want to know what those were?
Model 2s, I think.
Yeah, because they have the trigger guard, and the Model 1.5s didn't. They may be
They
Model
look like
3s.
H&Rs or something too. It could be. I got a bunch of those.
Yeah, I don't see a Smith & Wesson logo.
That grip is.
Has it got an owl head logo? Is it Ivor Johnson, maybe? I can't blow it up.
Thank you, Bulldog. I love you.
Jeez.
There's one in every crowd, isn't there?
Yeah.
And you know
No
what?
kidding.
If you don't know which one it is, it may be you. So,
That's very true.
let me get back over here and look at this. All right. Let me try something else. Let me stop sharing that. And let me find this other one.
CW, you sliding off the world.
All right. This is a model 1.5 and 32 Smith and Wesson. This is obviously the third or the single action
Mm-hmm.
because you can see now you can see the trigger.
Right.
You also see that it's a top brake. The whole thing here folds down. And as it folds down, when it hits a certain level, the ejector kicks all the empties out at once, like the Model 3 does. So that's the single action. Let me see if I can get this is a second model, which looks. See, there's no logo on those either.
That's a Schofield, though.
That's a model.
That's a model.
It's a second model Russian.
Yeah.
Oh,
That is.
Schofield. Yeah.
it looks like a Schofield.
Schofield has 2 screws up on that top lever. That one there's only got one.
That's a Schofield.
Yeah.
Those 2 screws right there you talking about?
Yep.
And it's got more of that Bisley shaped grip, like what we see on the. Yeah. And this is the Model 3.
Yeah, the Model 3 and the Schofield were pretty much the same. Schofield had the brake release up high, up on top. You pulled back up on where the rear sight was, and that would brake it as compared to the Model 3, which had the release over on the side.
I believe that's the turn your head into a canoe gun.
Okay, let me get back to this. You stop sharing here. And let me close this out. We can close that out. And let me find this picture.
Look at me, I'm sorry.
Let me zoom in here. All right, so this is has a let me share this that I blowed up here. Are we still on the air?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
All right, I blew that up so that you could see exactly what that logo is, and it looks like a Target with bullet holes in it.
An H&R, I think.
Yep. I agree, CW.
And that one is the same thing. But you can see they are definitely Smith & Wesson Model 2s made all over again.
Yeah, there was a bunch of companies making them. Very similar guns.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I hope that helps there, Fudd with a gun. And let's see if I can do one more thing. Let me check, see if it's safe. Probably not, but I'm going to do it anyway. We already done stuff ain't safe tonight, right?
No, it was just airsoft. Had the orange cap and everything.
I seen it.
You want to tell us about this, Mom and Dad?
That's just my new toy. That's what happens when you hang around Jamie. You get this fever.
And the only cure is more cowbell.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's more cowbell.
Uh-oh, I missed it.
Yep.
Walter,
Walter, do your thing, brother.
count us
Are we
down.
ready? On 3, 2, 1. Hey, Mario! West Coast weirdo.
Bada bing.
So tell us what you got there, Mark.
It's a MDT Oryx chassis with a Howa 300 PRC barreled action and a DNT the one scope on it. And it's yet to be shot. So, in fact, that it's got the only thing you can see. There's one thing missing there. The one thing that hadn't come in yet.
Magazine.
Magazine.
Yep. And boy, are they proud of those.
Oh yeah. Well, I didn't buy metal ones. I went with whose did I went with Magpul.
Magpul doesn't make one for 300 PRC. I called them and talked to them. They said, nope, we don't have nothing. In fact, MDT has they had, an AICS format that was in poly, but they stopped making them because they were having problems with them. So I had to order AICS, steal my MDT mags, and the best price I saw was $79.
I'm gonna tell you the truth, man. When you start doing what we're gonna do with those, you're probably gonna want a sled.
I got one from not MDT. I'll have to send you a link. I can't remember who they are. It's the same company that I got my grips from. Remember those fancy grips I showed you on the rifles? Yeah. M something or other. Maybe I can find an email. I get emails from them all the time.
So Texas 6 is telling Mario happy birthday.
Is it Mario's birthday?
Mario, the birthday dude.
And I got a tip for somebody, Jamie. If you've been eyeing these and you're wondering if they're worth it, go ahead and order them.
The torque wrench.
The fix it sticks. That's my first.
Show us that again. I'll blow you up, man.
Do what?
Show it to us again. We'll blow you up.
Whoa, there we go.
Yeah. Is your 6 covered and an X-ring? They love those things.
They are really nice. When I first looked at them, I thought they don't look like they're that. I didn't think the quality looked there, but I was wrong. They're really nice.
All right, so Dwayne 7834 said MK, and Raleigh says MKL.
MK, I think that's them.
And Texas 6 says yesterday was Mario's birthday. Oh my goodness, Thorzak's is today. I've got that in my calendar too. I can't believe I didn't miss that. Happy birthday, Mario. Happy birthday, Dave. We love you guys. I knew Thorzak's was in August. And and I vaguely remember that Mario's was too. All right, so that's a
Yeah.
good looking setup, Bama Dad.
Yeah, it is.
I hope it shoots.
It will.
Yeah,
It will.
it looks like it shoots really good just sitting there, man. It's a good looking rifle.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna love that scope, man. I
I
love
already
that.
like it better than that other one.
Is that the same one that you had, Jamie?
The one I did the review on.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He saw that review and then he asked around and found out I wasn't just.
I was impressed with that scope. I was.
Dave turned 62 today.
No, he's still a baby.
I got a little over a year on him.
Tell you what, Walter, I don't feel like no baby.
Well, you don't
Not
look
sh-
like one either. So
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Let me take a crap in my pants. I won't smell like one either.
oh, too much information. Right there.
Don't be pulling a Biden up in here. Mm-mm.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah,
No,
especially with me sitting right underneath you.
I was
No,
going
he's
to say,
not. I'm underneath Jamie. I trust Jamie. Jamie wouldn't poop on me.
There's Mike
married-
McClune. What's
He
going
married
on?
He
me and
would
my
if-
wife, for Christ's sakes.
he would if he had to.
Hey, Mike, welcome in, my brother. Yeah,
A friend of
well,
mine bought a Masterpiece Arms 300 Norma mag today, and he said, I really don't know what this guy's. He works for NASCAR. He's a high end spender. He didn't buy it for me. He was like, Mike, what's the ballistics on that? And I was like, did you buy ammo? He said, yeah, factory Norma ammo. I said, go get a box. Look at the back of it. It ought to have a ballistics chart. He's shooting a 230 grain bullet at right at 3,000 feet per second.
Woo.
It's still going 2,000 feet per second at 1,000 yards. Oh, he shot a piece of 500 AR steel at 500 with it, and it broke it.
I was about to say, that's like getting hit with a lug nut.
Oh yeah, that's a thumper. That's
think
a
about
thumper.
what you're saying there, though, Rebel. 240 grain bullet at 3,000 feet per second.
Yeah.
That's got to hurt, boy. That is.
Well, that thing had a muzzle brake on it. It looked like an Abrams tank. What are you talking about?
Jamie, I don't think it would hurt. I don't think you'd ever feel it. You'd turn it into jello.
Now, wait a minute. Well, Kyle's talking about one end, and Jamie's talking
we're
about the
two
other
different ends of the range.
end. Yeah.
MKM. That's the company. MKM.
MKM.
Yeah, I was looking through my emails all this time. Yeah, MKM.
But that thing shot half MOA right out of the box. He had a Leopold Mark IV and had a problem with the turret. Had to send it back. He put a vortex on it and took it back to where he bought it from. And the guy gave him the money, and he bought a vortex. And they had a burr in the turret, so he couldn't turn it all the way down. He'd catch.
Huh.
So, yeah. Even with a high dollar scope, you can have a problem.
Yep.
That's terrible, man.
I know. Pay that kind of money. I mean, that scope's $2,000.
That's why I like my fixed 10 powers. If I can't see it, I don't need to be shooting it.
Well, that's a good argument, Kyle. That's a simple sighting device. There's not too much wrong that can happen to it unless you drop it off a cliff, you know.
It's worked in the military for years.
Yep. Carlos would congratulate you.
And I'm pretty good with mine.
Yeah.
Look at
As long
that.
as I know how tall that fence post is you're standing next to, I can tell you exactly how far away you are.
Yep. I bad on me. My brain is MOA, and I never did meals, and I know that's why the military developed the meal dot. Such easy ranging, but
Well,
I can't wrap
it's multiples of 10. It's really easy to figure out on the fly.
right. And my head is MOA, and I can't do it, dude. I've been doing MOA so long. I'm like, multiples of 10. No, it's multiples of 8 or 4.
Yeah.
So,
that's too much math.
I know.
Let them Europeans figure that out.
I ain't peeing on nobody.
I'm American, by God.
Yeah.
All right, we're getting close to the bottom of the hour for our verse of the week.
I can't wait.
Holler and wake Mark up. Do some brimstone.
He was over there. Mark!
Hey, my God, that worked.
What can I say?
It worked.
It was great. You didn't see it, Mark, but you were dozing off, and somebody said, "Wake him up." So I looked over your way and go, "Mark!" And that's a long distance wake up call up there.
Oh my
No
God,
kidding.
that was epic. Somebody timestamp that.
Walter, you got some pipes, buddy.
Boy, I guess that was funny. But I got to give Mark credit because I know what it's like that first week back at school, all those stupid ass meetings,
Yeah, I
and
know he's
dealing
tired.
with freshmen today and be back in school after being off all summer. It's just hard to get back in the groove.
You know,
Well,
Jamie's going to
at
cut
least
that
Mark-
out and make it
At least
short.
Mark didn't do
Yeah.
what I did and go to sleep and on your reloading bench and bang your head on 1/4-inch armored steel. I still got the scar.
Oh,
Guys,
no.
I was just looking through some emails. Mid-South has some ammo, 9mm, and it's Max Tech, MAXXTECH. Isn't that the one that's got the thick, like the bullet can only go down?
Oh, a
so
shelf
far?
in it. It's got
Yes,
the shelf
yeah,
down.
yes.
Yeah, I think it
Yep.
might be.
Yeah,
Yep. It is.
yeah, that's a piece of 9mm brass right there that I choose not to reload.
Right.
And
I don't like
I
it
don't
either.
know if I'm just being silly or if that's something we really ought to be thinking or talking about. But
Well, if you get 147 grain, longer bullet, they might not
Exactly.
seat down in there, right?
Exactly. If you're loading, copper jacketed, like the
115s or
lighter
something.
weight ones, it shouldn't be a problem. But yeah, there's that shelf in the bottom of it.
see, I've got two lines of thought there. Number one, it's going to set how far you can seat that down in there. I mean, that's I think what it's for. But I think in my mind, I also think that at the same time, it's increasing the pressure so you can get the velocity faster with less powder.
It's a stronger case, so it'll hold more pressure. But then again, that's not really an area that we want to get into. I mean, you want to test the limits of the pressure restrictions of your brass? No.
Yeah. Good night, Bulldog.
See you,
Thanks
Master
for being
Sergeant.
here, brother. I need to call you, Chuck. I miss talking to you, man. Good night.
Have a good night,
Have
brother.
a good weekend. Service Venator. I have some Max Rec 22 LR. I think it's made in Serbia, somewhere
I
like
don't know.
that. I don't know, man.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know either. where that stuff's made.
I just know I've seen a couple of videos saying look out for it. You know, always look down in your brass after you clean it, or before you clean it, or while you're cleaning it, or whatever. And because it is out there, and I think that's why they came out with it. Tex is to stop the Glock smiley face. There's a lot more material down there in the bottom, but you can run into issues when you reload it.
Yeah. All right, so let's come back to that thought, and I'll do the verse of the week, and it'll be short. Y'all remember we wanted to do some stuff in the Old Testament, and we've been talking about the 10 Commandments. Remember, the first 4 are ones that relate to how we relate to Holy God, and the next 6 are how we relate to each other. And the first one of those was Exodus 20, chapter 20, verse 12. Honor your father and your mother, that your days may be long upon the land which the Lord your God is giving you. We talked about that last week. It's the first commandment with a promise. That was number 5, correct? So this week, plain, sweet, short, thou shalt not murder. That would be our 6th commandment, if I'm counting correctly. And I'm probably not. So Dr. Guzik says there that in Hebrew as well as in English, there's a distinction between to kill and to murder, as opposed to killing. Murder is the taking of life without legal justification, which is execution after due process, or moral justification, or like killing in self-defense. Only 2 words are used in Hebrew as blunt as the order no killing would be in English, and that's cold. The most important distinction explains how someone can quite consistently argue for the principle of capital punishment and the prohibition of murder. When carried out properly, capital punishment is killing with legal justification. But here's the real thing. See, we all know this. I mean, we don't have to talk about it or explain it. When you, Kaiser there says that the Hebrew possesses 7 words for killing. If any one of the 7 words could signify murder, where factors of premeditation and intentionality are present, it's the verb. It's this verb, and that verb is R-A-S-A, Rasha, and that's Kaiser. See, murder is premeditation and intentionality. That is, I mean to kill somebody on purpose. My life is not threatened, or premeditation and intentionality are great words. But the big thing here is Jesus carefully explained the heart of this commandment. He showed that it also prohibits us from hating someone else. In Matthew 5:21 through 26, we studied back when we were doing the Sermon on the Mount, right, Walter? Because we can wish someone dead in our hearts, yet never have the nerve to commit the deed.
Mm-hmm.
Someone may not kill from a lack of courage or initiative, yet his or her heart is filled with hatred. So we talked about that when we were talking about the Sermon on the Mount. Let me read just a little bit of that to you. You have heard that it was said to those of old, you shall not murder, and whoever murders will be in danger of the judgment. But I say to you that whoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment. And whoever says to his brother, Raka, shall be in danger of the council. But whoever says, you fool, shall be in danger of hellfire. Therefore, if you bring your gift to the altar and there remember that your brother has something against you, leave your gift there before the altar and go your way. First be reconciled to your brother and then come and offer your gift. So y'all remember that, right? So I think we know the distinction between killing and murder. The commandment is, you shall not murder. Questions, thoughts?
Yeah, a lot of times it's brought up that thou shalt not kill, and that's really not what it means. Yeah, that's what we were all taught in Sunday school. You know, they were trying to dumb it down for us kids.
Right.
I was always brought up around here, thou shalt not kill out of season.
But that's talking about squirrels.
That's only
Yeah.
MMM Gabriel, yes, we're over on the Rumble side also. So, yeah. Maybe somebody will be over there in a little bit. Anyway, that's pretty much the verse of the week. I mean, it's there's the next few don't require a whole lot of discussion. They're
yeah,
pretty,
short, sweet, and to the point. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. The next ones are keep your mitts out of your neighbor's business.
Very good paraphrase there.
Yeah.
Or verse number 13 might come into play.
Yeah, about to say that the next couple are keep your mitts out of your neighbor's business.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much. I'll accept that. I think it's number 9. Thou shalt not bear false witness.
Mm-hmm.
Don't tell stories on your brothers to get them in trouble just because you can. But really, that goes back to this one, right? Thou shalt not murder. That's hatred that would cause you to tell a lie on somebody and get them thrown in jail or prison or whatever. I mean, I think that's what the true concept of what they're talking about is, right?
Yes, sir. So Hobby's supper was cereal, toast, and snacks.
You must have had to make a run to the grocery store.
Services, yes, sir.
Yeah, Dale Pogue made a good musical quote right there. If you mind your business, won't be minding mine.
You'll be busy all the time. Yes, sir. Like my grandmother used to say, mind your own little red wagon.
Yeah.
Another thing she used to say, are you mad? And I'm like, yeah, I'm mad. I'd just be bouncing around there, just I don't remember what I'd been mad about. And probably my little sister's doing something to me, really. And I'd say, yeah, I'm mad. And she said, well, you better get glad. Remember the commercials? Get glad.
Yeah, don't get mad, get glad.
Yeah.
The heavyweight prize bag.
Yep.
And then she'd say, are you still mad? And I'm like, yeah, I'm still mad. Well, you better get glad in the same britches you got mad in.
I like it.
I'm telling you what, grandmothers had a way of putting things to you that, now that, 40 years have passed by, you think back on what they said. There was a whole lot of wisdom in the stupid stuff that they would say to us.
Don't you know it? Yeah.
Oh, how I'd love to see mine.
Man, ain't that the truth?
How I'd love to sit down to some of her homemade biscuits, country fried steak and gravy, and scrambled eggs.
Talk to
Shut,
me.
shut
to
your
me.
mouth. Shut
Talk
your
to
mouth.
me. Let's talk fried chicken and fried okra. Come on, bring it
And a cantaloupe.
Yep.
with a little bitty salt shaker.
Yep.
I make country fried steak
Oh yeah.
like Grandma made this past week. I'm
Man,
trying
you
to.
got my mouth watering. My tongue's slapping my forehead.
Told my wife, I said, this cannot be made in an hour. It takes a while.
Or you got to start at 9 to eat at 9.
That's right. Oh, Texas got no Cracker Barrel.
And Walt Fletcher says grandmothers knew everything.
They did.
Yep.
They did, and we didn't know it. We didn't know it when we were growing up, but they knew everything.
Right. We thought they were just dumb old people.
Yep.
That your parents told you to be nice to because they were old.
And you know something, Walter? We're turning into those dumb old people.
Aren't we?
I am
Yeah.
at my workplace. I'm the oldest one, and they look at me like I got a horn growing out of the side of my head. And they don't know how stupid they are. Oh, yeah, they got more on me and all that technology stuff. Yeah.
When it comes to a mechanical problem, I have dang near fixed more vehicles over the phone than I have working on them. Because everybody calls me because they don't know how it works. Excuse my French. They don't know how things work. Like, well, if it can't do this, it's not going to do that, right? Yeah. So make it do this first, and then you can proceed. But chances are this is going to fix it.
Look at that. Got 70 to 80 still working at the mill. Yeah, not me, buddy.
Well, you know, it's something that's always amazed me is there's some things it's hard to teach a youngster. Like, how tight do I tighten that bolt? You know, that was, if you've never tightened one, then how do you explain that?
Well, they make torque specs for a reason.
Yeah, well, you know, there's a whole lot you do that you don't use a torque wrench on.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And
Tighter than heck in a quarter turn.
I'll never forget when I was young, my grandfather, we were changing the lawnmower blade out on his riding lawnmower. And he said, come on, you pull it tighter than that. I said, no, Papa, it's tight. He said, no, it's not. I said, you don't want me to tighten it anymore. My uncle was sitting there and he goes, boy, shut up. He said, tighten it more, tighten it more. Don't give him any lip. And I said, okay. Pop.
Well, you know what they say, two tights, two pieces.
I know what my grandfather said. He looked over at my uncle and he said, I guess we underestimated him. He said, that is going to cost me.
Yep. Two tights, two pieces.
I like learning what just a smidge was, just a fudge, depending on the old man you were working with, you know.
I know you're cleaning it up a little bit for the internet.
Oh, yeah, I am.
A red one, a blue one, a blonde one.
just, yeah, exactly.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Just a foot. And then grandma, how much salt do I add to this biscuit? Just a pinch.
Just enough.
Well, my pinch is bigger than your pinch.
Yeah.
Well, do I have pinch? Okay. You know, to this day, I make a mean biscuit, and it took me 20 years of practicing and changing and this and that I can make them blindfolded now, but you know,
Yeah, me and my wife cook the same way. Just about that much. That's the right amount.
yeah,
Yep.
that's it. That's it.
All right, boys, we need to start going through the room and telling these nice people good night and have a good weekend. Clear the deck for let's talk about bench rest with Kentucky Rimfire. And on account of the fact that Hillbilly's on there, we typically let him say goodnight first, and he slips out the back whenever he gets ready. So go ahead there, brother. Tell us what you got coming up.
Okay. I was thinking about going to Cracker Barrel and get me some avocado toast now because I don't think they got biscuits and gravy or nothing.
No fun stuff on the walls anymore.
No.
But
No.
those little bitty things of blackberry jam with them biscuits. Hey, anyway, go ahead, brother. I'm sorry.
But sorry, I've been here. I've had to walk away a few times. We got a couple grandkids here tonight, and so anyway, but fun show, guys. Thanks for having me. We got Guns, Beer, and Therapy coming up tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock Eastern, and of course we got videos coming out, a couple of them at least a week. So anyway, thanks for having me on, and you have a wonderful weekend. And don't forget, Talking Bench Rest with Kentucky Rimfire will be coming up next.
Very good. Thank you so much for being here, my brother.
Have a good night, Mike.
You bet. And
See you,
yeah,
buddy.
Bulldog says now they're using Jiffy Mix for the cornbread.
Yeah.
I've always suspected it. I always get biscuits there. Anyway, thanks for being here, brother. And I hope to see you tomorrow night.
All right. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Love y'all.
You too.
Bye.
You're gonna
Love
put
you, brother.
a link out there for.
Yeah, I'll put a link out there for you.
All right, man.
Hey, you know we will.
Thank you.
Good deal. Mark, you okay, brother? What you got coming up this week?
You're muted, sir.
Muted.
I'm back to school full time. We're right there in it. I don't know if I'll make it to the range. If I can, I will. But other than that, just doing what we can do. I did make a trip last week to a local news store. We got ourselves an Academy Sports.
Yay.
Bum, bum, bum.
Well,
We got one fixing to open here in my town too, brother.
I was a little tiny bit put off. There was a young fella. He was, he doing his best to sell me something, and he asked me what I was interested in, and of course I said, I'm old bearded fella. I like my old revolvers. And, first thing he tried to sell me was a Springfield Hellcat.
It's no, that ain't it.
Nope, that's not it.
That's marketing sense right there, buddy.
Now, they did have a nice Ruger LCR in 32 H&R Magnum, and I thought that was, kind of interesting, but he was asking me what else was something I would like, and I told him 327 Federal Magnum.
Yep.
And he said, "What?"
That is the loudest pistol that I have ever shot in my life.
All those straight ones are loud. 330 carbine is wicked loud in a pistol.
My buddy
Mark-
set me up with a 327 Federal. He said, "No, you don't need any ears." We're out in his backyard, and I just pulled the hammer back, pulled the trigger. I just emptied the chamber out and just threw the gun at him like you dirty dog.
Well, this
Next time
young
you
fella,
go to-
he pulled that 327 up on the computer. And he looked at what they had, and there was this and that, and there was, of course, the Taurus 3-inch. And I said, if you never heard of that, the 327 will actually shoot 5 different bullets in it, or full cartridges.
Yep.
So I told him about that, and he thought that was really interesting, and he was still trying to sell me something. And he says, what else are you interested in? And I said, well, what about 41 Magnum? He said, what?
No, say it isn't so.
I said, 41 Magnum. He said, now you're just making stuff up.
You're asking for a herring.
Yeah.
He was a hell of a nice kid, and we spent a little bit of time together. I give him a little bit of education in old guy stuff. But
When you get the next kid, Mark, ask them for a rifle and hold it, look at it, and go, is this a right hand twist or a left hand twist? And watch
Yeah.
their face. Watch their face. It'll blow their freaking mind.
Yep.
All right. Yeah.
Interesting.
Great.
yeah, that was
sport.
my moment of zen for the week.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
you go. That's your Yoda moment.
Well, that's when you look at him and go, you see this beard? Do I look like I'm making this up?
Or do I look like I need to make stuff up anymore?
No,
Hell, I
you're
was
not
there.
what- no, you're not what you think you know. Yeah.
Well, I hope everybody has a great weekend and great week ahead. We're heading into fall. Really kind of closing up this 2025, heading into 2026. Just let's make her good. Do what we can. Be kind to each other. Thank you. Have a good weekend.
Thank you, Mark.
Thanks for being here, brother. Rebel, you want to go next? What you got coming
Yeah.
up?
Oh, just another week of work, and depending on what the orthopedic surgeon says, something I'm gonna have to get prepped for. Boys, I'm gonna tell you, I'm a little scared. I ain't never been put under in my life. So if they have to have surgery and they put me under, I'm gonna instruct the doctor and the nurses just to go ahead and let me say what I'm gonna say until I'm sober, and then bring my wife back there, because they ain't no telling what I might say. I've heard too many horror stories about that, you know.
All I can say is I wish I was a fly on the wall when that happens.
Oh,
Yeah.
just shut up. I don't hear it.
We're
You-
gonna
you
get
Video
be-
camera would be even
you-
better.
You'd be asking me for years, Mike, who's Janine? You know, I don't know. I don't remember no Janine.
I don't
Your
even
sub-
know it, Janine.
Your subconscious does.
She's a,
You know.
she's a judge somewhere.
Yeah, right.
Rebel says, I don't even have a garage. You call home and ask my
Well,
wife.
that's my wife. Yeah, and I'm liable to kick old Green Teeth right in the knee too. Even with a bad leg, it just good Lord.
Just
But
look at
no,
the
I-
doctor. Just look at the doctor and say we don't rent pigs.
Well, I'm going to tell the man the truth. I've led an active life for 60 years, and the last 5 have probably been the least active. You know, building the business, worrying about the business, going to work, coming back home, being tired. You know, walking out in the garden is not exercise. You know, this, that, back and forth, and just tell him, say, look, I'm a big man that's jumped rocks and hiked mountains and this and that. And if it's wore out, it's wore out. If you tell me you got to replace it, fine. But know this, you're probably going to be seeing me again when I'm in my 70s. I'm probably going to wear the thing out, you know, because you get me feeling good. Good Lord, I'll be bionic.
They'll put you some synthetic motor oil in there.
Well, I hope so. I'm going to tell them to give me the Walmart rate, put 2 Zert fittings in each side of my knee, and just call it good, you know.
Yeah.
And whatever grease you recommend.
Oh,
I don't know why they don't
Place-
invent that. Put a Zerk fitting on the side and a weep hole under the
Yeah.
kneecap, and just
Go to Kentucky Fried Chicken, get some fat, and just squirt it in there. You know,
Short of a full replacement, it's just going to be orthoscopic, and it's no big deal. I had 4 of them.
yeah. My accountant's wife showed me her recent surgery, and she had a meniscus tear, and they fixed it, and it looked like somebody had run a 10-penny nail through her, just under her kneecap. I was like, "Oh, that looks lovely," and she said, "Oh, it feels lovely too." I was like, "Well, it's better than cutting your leg off like you had, CW, and cutting your leg off, leaving the skin intact, and putting a whole nother joint in it." And she said, "Well, I guess, but right now it hurts." And yeah, I'm not much of a pain pill guy. I really don't like
I didn't
the way.
even take any. I took it for the replacement, but I didn't take any pain for the orthoscopic.
Yeah,
It's just
I
two
don't
little
like.
1 or 2 stitches on each side. It's nothing.
Yeah, that's it. Give me an ice pack and call it good. You know, that's some home brew. I'm fine. You know, but
Yeah.
Kyle, tell us about your week,
Well,
sushi man.
Jamie, I don't know if you got that picture or not, but
Did you text it to me?
well, yeah. I would have sent a carrier pigeon, but speaking of that,
Lone
here
Falcon.
my wife at work, they had some pigeons in the greenhouse, and one of them had a tag on it, and one of the guys got the information off the tag and it had a phone number, and he called the guy, and he's like, "Oh, great, this guy was from Augusta, and it was a racing pigeon." Now I'm gonna leave it up to y'all to do your research on racing pigeons. The guy drove all the way from Augusta to Ackworth, Georgia, to pick up a pigeon.
Jamie, make that thing in presentation mode. Too little to see.
All right.
I wonder what
He drove all the way from
nitrous.
Augusta to Ackworth to pick up a pigeon.
Did it have nitrous on its butt, or somebody
Y'all
changed?
Y'all do the research.
Somebody changed the jets in that Holly.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
That's Kyle's creation.
Well, that looks good.
Yeah, it does. I'm not a sushi guy, but I'd give that a
man.
shot.
I'm a sushi guy. My daughter's got me hooked on sushi, and Kyle, even though her present day makeup at 20 years old looks like Queen of the Damned, you'd fall in love with her because she'd be going, "Would you make me something else?" Yeah, because she loves sushi.
That's what I do. I enjoy my job. I really do. And I think it's great they're coming up with this little contest for all of us throughout the company to come up with something. And everybody that tried it is like, "Damn, I don't even like sushi, and this is great."
Well, I told someone the other day, someone was like, they're I don't know if I'm going to stay in this job or not. And I was like, "Look," I said, "I got a friend." I said, "He's got a work ethic. Okay. That's the main thing first." I said, "He was a mechanic, a good mechanic for years." I said, "He couldn't do it anymore because of his back." I said, "Guess what he does now?" "What?" "He's a sushi chef." "Huh?" I said, "Yeah. And guess what? He makes a living at it." Like that. And I said, there's work. All you have to do is be willing to do it. You know? And I said, he's a freaking artist. I said, his sushi looks great. So, and I hadn't really seen your sushi. I was just assuming you were good. But that looked good. I'd eat
Come on down, brother. Even the store manager don't even eat sushi. Said, "Man, you got 2 thumbs up from me."
I like bait. I like bait.
Anyway, that's all I got going on right now.
All right.
I'm not going to get into the other stuff.
Well, thanks for being here, Kyle. Walter, what do you got coming up this week?
Well, I got some social activities going on Sunday. Tomorrow, I got a whole bunch of loading I need to get done. I'll go to the range on Monday. I got some casting to do. I got a couple of new old moles that'll fall into the moldy Monday category at some point, and I'm gonna make me some more of those mother of all wad cutters that I got from Al over at NOE. I like that bullet. 273 grain wad cutter for 45 Colt. That's the biggest wad cutter I've ever had, and it shoots good. That's a good bullet. It's a beast. So, but I liked them. They shot fun. They were fun to shoot, fun to load. Big old Type 3 wad cutter. I'm gonna make more of them. And we got it on that great sale that NOE had. I think it was a 3-cavity aluminum mold. It was a good mold, boy. It cast good. So I'm gonna make some more of them this coming week. And other than that, it's gonna be status quo. We'll have a Moldy Monday coming up on the Rumble channel Monday, and we'll have a Wad Cutter Wednesday coming up on Wednesday on YouTube and Rumble. So we'll have those coming up, and we'll be back here if God's willing and the creeks don't rise for next Friday night, and listen to Mark, who won't be able to talk because it's the end of his first full week with kids. I know how that goes.
Yep.
It's gonna be like this. Sore throat city, man. The end of that first week of school is tough.
Very good.
So,
Thank you for being here, sir. And we're already looking forward to next Friday night. Bama Dad, what you got coming up? Congratulations on the rifle, brother.
Well, I've got 200 pieces of brass coming in for that rifle, and I'm gonna get some reloading done for it. I never did get from CD. He said CW. He said shoot factory stuff for a while. So I'm gonna go pick up a couple of boxes of factory loads, and then if nothing else, that'll give me some fire form brass to measure off of before I start reloading.
Yeah. At least through your break-in period. 40 rounds will get you broke in good. And
40 rounds of that, a factor of that, well, it'll break more than just breaking in the barrel. It'll break in the wallet a little bit too.
yeah, well, we lost Rebel. Anyway, thanks for being here, Bama Dad. We're interested in hearing about the progress. So
yeah.
that'd be fun.
You need to come on down. We'll go up to Talladega and give her a whirl.
Yeah, I was wanting to talk to Rebel about that, but he bugged out on us. We're already overtime. Go ahead, CW. What
I
you
got another 400 video coming up here in a couple days, and then I've got a bullet mold video. I fixed a bullet mold, and something that casters are probably going to run into. So I thought it might be a worthwhile thing to talk about. So that video is coming up this week too, and looking at a couple other things, I got over to the NOE site and picked up 2 more molds. So I got 2 more molds coming.
Oh boy.
That's
It's
5.
too hard to pass up. Yeah.
Yeah, the prices are really good, and I should have looked for what I was looking for this time sooner, because they were all sold out of them. But I picked up a heavy, small 45, 350 grain 452 mold, and I picked up a wad cutter, but it's different than yours, I think. I want to say it's 230. 240 grain, Type 3, 45, small 45.
Nice.
So that'll be interesting. Both aluminum 4 cavities. So it's a shame to see them close up and not be available anymore. But we're going to get a couple of good molds that'll last us a lifetime. So yeah, it's pretty good. If you don't know about it, it's NOE, and he's running a big sale with whatever's left in his inventory. Still some stuff left. And you got a Mike over there at Full Lead Taco. He's got another
Got a discount code.
that'll get you another 10% off. So and you can use both of them, and it brings the price down.
Yeah, almost to half.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. And so if you're thinking about doing it, now's the time to get over and check it and see what's over there, because they're dwindling. They're getting slim.
Yeah, you need to hurry.
But that's about it. I got didn't get to the. I couldn't do any videoing on my long range because it's a private range. He didn't want any videoing, so there's no videoing in that. But I'll get to the range down here pretty quick next week, and we'll get some more videos going. I got videos posted out through the middle of September anyway, so I'm not as far out as I have been, but I've got plenty there right now. So we'll see what we got coming. I got a couple other ideas. I got a couple things cooking, so I'll have new stuff for you guys. Thanks
Very
for
good.
everybody being here. Thanks for the side chat, and we'll be thinking of Jamie and his family there with what they just happened. So, Jamie, over to you.
I appreciate that. Guys, we do covet your prayers. We buried my mother-in-law today, and pretty good service, I think. I hope everybody enjoyed it. So we will leave you with the Lord will bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. We love you and ain't nothing you can do about it. We hope the Lord blesses you all real good. And if he's willing, until next Friday night, we'll see you then.